Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm back on the coast again. This time I brought with me the Xmid 2 Solid. Now, I've not long got this tent, and for those who follow me, you know I've had the Xmid 2, which I had a bit of an incident with up in Scotland where one of the walking poles went through the roof. Now, an update on that tent, Xmid have replaced the outer, which is fantastic. Great customer service. It was here, I think, in about 12 days of me sending the images and getting in touch with them. Absolutely great. They've sent me the updated version of the Xmid 2, which basically the cups at the top where the poles go into are a lot thicker and a lot stronger. I won't be holding on to that tent, so don't expect me to do any sort of videos on it, because I'd already bought that one. I didn't think they would actually send me one, so that'll be getting sold off to cover the costs of the Xmid 2 Solid. Now, the Xmid 2 Solid is slightly different than the Xmid 2. Obviously, one of the main things is the colour, but there are little changes that I've noticed all the way around, and obviously the inner is different from the mesh inner that you get in the Xmid 2. So we'll have a look at the Solid in a minute. Once it gets sorted out, then I'll just point out the stuff that I've seen that's just slightly different. Yeah, a bit of a funny old day today. It's actually rained quite a lot for the last couple of days, and this is a sort of break in the weather. The sun comes out, it's actually quite mild, but obviously this wind that's blowing from the west to the east, which is going in at, I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and get around the other side so I see it myself. Problem with this is getting it at the right angle where it's catching the wind. So the wind's basically, I don't know if I could pick that up. Yeah, the wind's basically been 10, 15, and then you'll get the odd big gust at 20 mile an hour. Now, I've got the tent sort of nose first. A lot of videos that say that's the way it's supposed to be. I've got the fly sheet on this side, right on the deck here. I've dropped that pole slightly shorter than the pole on the right hand side. There's a bit of grass or brush, whatever you call it, on the right hand side of the camera there that'll keep a bit of the wind off where we're sitting. Actually down on the coast itself there's hardly any wind. So down in the rocks there's hardly any wind at all. It's just up in this little bit of high feature I've got here. I have got the Otimos Quilt again. Now tonight the temperature promises to get down to about 7-6 degrees if it's a clear night. So that should really put it through its paces to see if it can actually keep me warm. I'll be checking out the Xmid 2 Solid as well to see what differences there is by being outside in the cold and inside. We'll do a couple of temperature readings with this. Cooking wise, I've got the old Trangia down with me. I do like my Trangia. It's a pain in the backside because it's quite bulky to carry about. But where I'm situated just now, you can catch the odd lobster if you're quick, depending on what size it is. If it's too small or it doesn't come up to what I've seen in the internet is the rules on bringing them in, we won't be cooking it. If it does, we'll be cooking it. Yeah, if I don't catch anything, it will be spaghetti carbonara made in the Trangia instead. Right, now the sun's out there, I'll go and take you a walk around the tent and show you the little differences that I've noticed since setting the tent up. So one of the first things I've noticed is that this part here has been reinforced to some degree, so that the magnetic catch there, trust me, in the old one that would have been blown down by now. Again, all solid there, as you can see how close I've got that to the ground, just so that the wind blows over the top of it. Now these are the added guy lines. I did notice that some videos that people have got, they've got them on a bit of short cord here. I brought some short cord with me. I might give it a wee try out, see what it does. I'm not too sure if these, yeah, they don't feel like they've been reinforced to any degree. Unfortunately, this version, if you can see up there, has not got the reinforced caps on it. Now, I was thinking about keeping the other one and just using the solid inner, but trying to sell this on with a mix and match, I don't think it would have worked. Obviously the colour's the only thing that's different. If I read rightly, it's still a 20 denier and a 3000 hydrostatic head on the shell. One of the videos I watched, it was stated that the bathtub's bigger. I can't see that. I don't think it is. I think it's the same. Yeah, the zip on this solid only goes halfway down. On the Onshon 2 that I had, it goes all the way to the end. And it's really bright in there. Struggle actually with this to do the old one-handed unzip, and then you have the same bit of short cord for tying up. I don't like them. I'm going to try and do some with that I can put a little clip on each one, so it'll just hold it in there out the way. It was one of the things that put me off the old one. Inside, again, you have a pocket there, and I believe, yep, you've got a pocket here as well. I've got a bit of cord there, has got a bit of a loop there that you can attach that to, but still it'd be nice to have one of those little, just a plastic hook. And you have little quick release catches here to hold the doors together, probably in higher winds, comes in handy. I never actually experienced the zip coming undone on the old one, but it must have been a thing. Yeah, this side here, it doesn't look too attractive like that, but when you've got the wind blowing the way it's blowing, it's taken the majority of the hit, but it's a two-man tent. It won't affect me, I'll be over the other side. Obviously with the way that the ground lies as well, it doesn't make it look like a perfect pitch, but you're not always going to get a perfect pitch. Right, excuse the wind. Hopefully you can hear this. Right, so sleep system tonight is I've just got a seat of summit pillowcase there. That underneath there is my thermarest. So I've used my Rab sleeping bag liner that I had, and that's the Otimos Quilt there. So instead of lying on the I hate lying on that plastic, it was the thing that was putting me right off it. Was lying on top of the thermarest. So yeah, we'll see how this goes tonight. If it goes down to what they said it was going to go down to, I think it was about 8 degrees. Yeah, using this as a one-man tent for the weight of it. Yeah, absolutely ideal. Yeah, still quite impressed with this. We'll see how it gets on tonight once it gets all puffed up. But it should be alright. I've got the thermals with me just in case. Sandy's not convinced yet though. She's sticking to her sleeping bag at the moment. So that's 17 and 17.6, 17.7, 17.8 degrees C. You can pick that up. So 18 degrees back down to 17.6. So when the wind blowing, the wind chill sort of thing. But so it should be about 3 degrees of a difference between that and inside the tent. So just left it in there a couple of minutes. So it's 21 degrees inside the tent. But you're going to get a bit of the greenhouse sort of effect for the sun. Looks like a bit of rain on the way. And a bit of a long shot here. There might be one in and around here. Let's see how it goes. There's definitely bubbles coming up for there. And the shrimps or prawns or whatever, I think shrimps. They're doing a runner. So at the moment the lobster's attacking. It's attacking the tripod. Don't want to attack the tripod. See if I can swim. Want to go up to here. Need him to come out. Here he comes. This is a small one again. Here he comes. Oh, there's two. He's a bugger, he's got the weight. To catch them, if they're the right size, that's not the right size, they're too small. You just need a net behind them and just drop it in their escape route and they'll just ping straight into it. Give this guy his reward. So in here, the cool box sort of thing. That's breakfast, that was frozen. That's the beans and sausages and stuff. I've got some foil to keep the lids down. Some mushrooms. Some milk to make the bread. I need 2 egg yolks. Some parmesan. Butter. Chopped garlic, fresh. Some more parmesan if I need it. Salt and pepper. And the world's largest grater. So in here I've got a cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt. And all I'm going to do is just add the milk to it, a bit at a time, not all of that, just a bit at a time until you get the consistency you need to make some bread. Again, you just add it a bit at a time. And of course if you overdo it a little bit, you've still got some flour there that you can throw in. Sure, just let that sit for about 15 minutes and then start giving it a good knead. Rain. looks not bad over there, but I think this little weather front here is about to come in. Right, so that's spaghetti carbonara with garlic mushrooms and a garlic type flatbread. I don't know what you actually call that. Temperature's dropped quite a bit. I've just seen the moon. It's behind that rain that's just about to head over. Let's go for the temperature. Yeah, 13. Just let that run for a second. So the temperature inside the tent when the sun was out was actually 23 degrees I'm up to. Yeah, so this is 12 degrees at the minute. I think the way that the weather's looking, so you can see behind me there, and when that hits, it'll be time to hunker down. But I'm hoping it clears up so we can get it a wee bit colder, because I'd like to just try and see how far that quilt goes before I say it's actually a really good quilt. And I wanted to do some astrophotography as well. Oh, that is, I don't know if you can see that out there. I'll try. Way out there is absolutely chucking it down. Lights over there. That's Portland, and to the right of that's Weymouth. Down that way, and all those cliffs you've got sticking out there, that's Durdle Doors round the corner of that first one, I think. Oh no, sorry, Kimmeridge is round the corner for there, then the next one, Durdle Doors round there. Right, I would get all tidied up over there. It was an absolute bomb site, but I'm leaving the dishes that are, the pots and that are needing cleaned. I'll go down tomorrow morning and clean up and get that all sorted out. Righty, I'm going to check out for the night. The wind or the weather changes drastically, I shall report then, but hopefully the temperature drops a wee bit more. We can see if this quilt is any good. Right, I'll check in later on. Morning. Right, last night. Last night we got down to 6 degrees during the evening, which pushed the little quilt probably close to its limits. Now, as I was using it as a quilt, I could feel the temperature getting colder, so I then zipped it back up into its foot box and made it back into a sleeping bag, and I put my thermal underwear on. So I just slept in the thermal underwear. I didn't have any of this sort of stuff on. Yeah, so it was probably pushed over its limit down to 6 degrees. You could feel the cold on your face, and when you rolled over with this style of quilt where you've got the gaps in the back, you definitely got hit with the cold air if you rolled over during the night. So it's one of these things you have to stay still when you put it back into a sleeping bag. Was it comfortable? It was okay. It was okay, but you could feel it was bordering on, yeah, this is not good if you're going to have to watch how you roll over. You want a sort of bag where you can just do what you want in it, you know, roll about, move about as you want and still stay warm. Definitely having the gaps on the back of it started letting the hot air out and the cold air in. Now, 8 degrees is where its comfort level sort of finishes. It says go down to 0 degrees. Yeah, you would still use it even if it was 0 degrees. You wouldn't have a comfortable night at all. And going down to 6 degrees, you could feel it was starting to get a wee bit uncomfortable. Now the tent, it's quite a bit of condensation on this side here, on that side, but that was due to the pitch. There's no airflow that got down there for the simple fact there's a bit of a slope there, and I pitched basically the nose of the tent into the wind. So I'm going to go and adjust that now. The wind sort of died off a wee bit. I'll adjust that and let the air in and get this tent dried, and then I'm going to have some breakfast, which is the breakfast that I made up the last time. The beans, sausage, bacon, an all day breakfast basically. And a cup of tea. Got to have a cup of tea. Right, so I'm going to get this tent adjusted and get it dried and get on with some breakfast. Right, that's my little adventure finished. I don't know if you can see over there, there's a massive rain cloud on its way, so I've packed up and I'll be heading back. I think once I've done this little summary, that'll be it. I'm not going to do any sort of fancy walking back shots, because I want to get out of this, if possible, get out of this rain. That's quite bad. It looks horrendous from here. Right, so takeaways, let's talk about the Xmid 2 Solid first. Yeah, exactly the same as the Xmid 2 in ways of setting up. It's got those little tweaks on it that I pointed out yesterday. Goes up exactly the same. Disappointing side to it is the version I've got hasn't got the reinforced cups. It stood up to 20 mile an hour winds last night. It wasn't anything really too testing for it. The condensation, normal. It was the way I pitched the tent. That's what happens if you don't pitch properly. But obviously I was forced into pitching it with the nose down because of the wind that was coming from behind us there. Yeah, but exactly the same. I do like the tents. Build quality on the outer of that one is actually a bit better than the build quality of the first one that I purchased, just the Xmid 2. Inside there is a lot of, on the nylon there's a lot of frayed sort of thread where they've stitched it together in there. It's just a minor thing, but I did see in another video a few people have pointed that out. Yeah, the Otimos quilt, yeah, I think we found its limit. Its limit is probably 6 degrees. As advertised, 8 degrees is its comfort limit, and then its extreme limit is down to 0. We get down to 6 degrees last night, and you could feel a wee bit of difference in there. I still think for an autumn, summertime quilt, it is cracking value for money. I really do. It's the cheapest one out there. I think there are copies of it, or this one might be a copy, I don't know. I've seen other ones on other websites, and they're coming in at about £170, and they're exactly the same. It's the same description. So £124 for that large one, and £104 for the normal size quilt. Yeah, definitely it's not a bad purchase. It's quite good value for the price. Yeah, but that'll be me done with it for now. That'll be getting packed up into the other sleeping bag holders that we've got, and they'll be getting put away, and the winter one will definitely be coming out, so we're back to the old Rab sleeping bag that we've got. Next video will probably be from up in Scotland. We're going to head up next week. This is part of Sandy's sort of rehabilitation on her knee to help her out, get her moving again. She's went down to a lighter pack, and she's got lighter stuff in her backpack as well, to just so that she doesn't put the pressure back on her knee. And we're going to go up to the Fisher Fields and have a little wander around there. I've seen yesterday it's snowing in Scotland, so we'll have to play that by ear, take a couple of options for tents, but we will take the Xmid 2 Solid with us and give it a wee bit of a rundown in the Scottish weather. Thanks very much for watching, and take care everyone. Yeah, maybe not the best decision. Jeez, oh, so I'm stuck with a big branch here. Yeah, not the best decision, I don't think. Yeah, that was interesting. Coming through all that. Yeah, it was hands and knees time. Got to get up here. Well, I did my best. I did warn them. But they're cracking on, and they're young. They'll survive. Some of them are wearing flip-flops, which is quite funny.